So this is computer-generated chess problem 00828 by Chessatica. Now in this position, we can see that white is ahead in material by about a bishop, but there's a pawn on c7 that is about to promote, that is defended by the bishop. The bishop, however, is attacked by the black rook, and the black rook is actually attacked by the white rook on h5. So there's something of a web of attack. Even so, the pawn on b5 looks set to march forward and promote regardless. Despite all of this, there's actually a mate in 4 in this position, and I'll now show you the analysis. So the obvious rook captures f5, which also definitely wins the game, is not the fastest way to win. So the solution actually runs as follows: rook to h8. White doesn't capture the rook on f5, and I'll explain why shortly. Black defends with rook to f8. White captures. The king has only one escape square on b7. White checks the king on b8. The king again has only one escape square, and white wins with a promotion to knight. Checkmate. So let's take a closer look at this position. What happens if rook captures f5? Well, then the black king could move to b7, and then white continues, for example, with maybe bishop to d6. Black plays king to b6. White promotes to queen. After black captures the pawn, mate soon follows. And what happens in this position, for example, after rook to h8, if black doesn't sacrifice his rook? Let's say he just moves to b7. Well, then that only speeds it up, because rook to b8 check, there's only one move. Notice how the a6 and c6 squares are being guarded by the pawn on b5. So that pawn is not useless. So white promotes as before to knight for checkmate. And then what about here? So let us say after rook to h8, black tries to delay the mate as long as possible. Rook captures rook check, and here king to b7. And now why not promote to a queen? Well, then this strangely allows black to escape, because of course if he moves to a7, then this would be a mate. Queen to b8 would be mate. But black could also move to b6, and suddenly the queen is not as capable as the knight. White would have to try harder with, for example, queen to c7. Don't forget about that bishop on f4, which protects the queen. And then king captures b5, and then we have a traditional back rank or back file mate. King to a4, maybe queen to a7 mate. So going back to the original position, it would be very easy actually for an intermediate or even a strong player not to be able to see that what is needed in this position to win in the quickest way possible to solve this chess problem is actually a promotion to knight on the last move. Until next time.